Hi guys, so funny story. I told this story back when it happened several months ago to the folks at work, but this was actually a really funny story, so I thought I'd bring it up again. So this was in winter, so like December, January time frame, maybe February, a while ago. And I was driving home from work, and one of my coworkers was stopped along the side of the highway, and I was following another one of my coworkers down the highway, and this other coworker pulled off, and I was like, what is going on? So I come up on this scene, I guess, and the first coworker that initially had stopped was walking down the road, like down the highway, and it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I just smoked a pheasant. I'm gonna go get dinner. I'm like, what? So apparently this pheasant, like, flew out and, like, hit his car. So he hit this pheasant on his drive home, and he's like, well, you know, this is a golden opportunity, might as well snag it. So he goes and gets this pheasant from the side of the road. And I told him, dibs on the guts. Now that sounds super weird, but he knows I feed raw. So I said, take whatever you want from it, but before you throw it away, give me the rest of the carcass. He said, okay, that's fine. So he brings me this pheasant's carcass, and he took quite a bit of meat off of it, but there was still a lot on there. There was all the organ and stuff too. So you can feed whole animals like that to dogs. It's the raw feeding philosophy called prey model, the prey model. So like whole animal, you can give whole prey to your dog. That kind of weirds me out a little bit. That's just my own personal opinion. So I decided to grind all of this pheasant up because it did get hit by a car. So all the bones, a lot of the bones were fragmented and sharp, and I didn't want to risk Abe getting shards of bone in his mouth or in his stomach or his intestines or whatever. So I probably should have given a warning at the beginning of this video. Maybe I'll put that in the description. But anyway, so I bring this pheasant home. I freeze it for like a month to kill any nasty bacteria or whatever. Plus, I kind of had to figure out how the hell I was going to grind all this up. But anyway, so about a month later, I pull this thing out of the freezer, and it's like a whole bird. And I'm not a fan of birds in general. They don't scare me, but I'm not a fan. The thing that really gets me is they're all like fast twitch muscle. Like, they don't turn their head slowly. It's a quick... I don't like that. It freaks me out, okay? I don't like birds, especially like chickens and poultry and stuff. Like, I want chickens because I want meat and eggs, and I can deal with it, but I'm not a huge fan. So I'm already kind of on edge, and I have to break this bird down. And it's a whole bird. Like, it's not like anything, and this was the first time that I'd ever dealt with any sort of like carcass that still looked like the animal that I was feeding Abe raw. So like, I get chicken necks in and chicken backs and, you know, beef heart and things like that, but it doesn't look like the animal anymore, you know, and birds, like I said, kind of freak me out. So anyway, I'm kind of on edge, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to process this bird. So I decided I would pluck all the feathers off, cut the head off, break the feet off, and grind the rest of it. Now, the head and the feet are nutritionally valuable, but I didn't really like the idea of putting a head or feet through a grinder. It just, ugh, it freaked me out a little bit. So I selfishly decided that I wasn't going to do that. So, and I'm gonna prop my phone down. Abe is on the bed with me, so I'm gonna prop my phone against his butt. Oh, he didn't like that. It startled him. Okay, he's good with it now, I think. If the phone moves, it's because he moves his butt. But anyway, okay, so I'm breaking the legs off. So he's moving. So I go to break the leg off by bending it backwards. So like at the knee, I bent it backwards, and the claw grabbed my hand. Because, you know, tendons still work after death. So I bent it like the bird extending its leg, and that causes the claw to close. And it closed on my hand. And I about shat myself. I literally yelled. I went, "Whoa!" And I dropped it. It freaked me out, man. And, you know, in afterward, I rationally understood what happened, but in the moment, I thought that thing was freaking possessed and was... It was horrible. Afterward, obviously, now it's hilarious. But in the moment, good lord. Because, like I said, I was already on edge because it was a whole carcass. And it was a bird. And I'm not a big fan of birds. So, oh my god, it was terrifying, but it's so funny now. So after that, I just grabbed my knife and I just, like, chopped it on the cutting board. So I didn't have to pick it up again. Ooh. Yeah. But anyway, now the whole thing is ground, and that's kind of, I made little cubes of ground pheasant, which sounds really weird. But Abe loves them, and yeah. Anyway, this has been a really long video. I apologize. I hope it's funny for you as well as me, because in the moment I thought I was gonna die. But yeah, now it's just a story that I tell. The one time of many where Cassie was a dumbass. So hope you enjoyed. Yeah.